Hi folks. So recording this quick video because I discovered something very exciting with Claude Desktop tool. Claude has a desktop version on Mac. It's becoming powerful, more and more powerful over time. Now they have something called as co-work and something called as code, etc. But this is a plain Claude Desktop app. And it did something for me which I thought would take forever, or I thought it may not be capable of doing. And I'm very, very surprised by the results. So here goes nothing. Let me share what it produced for me and why is it so surprising, and maybe it'll benefit you too. So I was trying to make this presentation, or rather visual, to explain certain concepts or ideas, and I was not getting the right way to describe what I wanted to say, the right visuals, the right direction. Happens to all of us, right? And it takes a lot of time to get to that right point. And these were the slides that these are rough slides. These were the slides that I was coming up with, this type of visuals, these are the things to do. I was, of course, not happy with it. So what did I do? I just went and fired up Claude Desktop, which is a separate app. I'm showing you this on the browser version because it's all done. But then on the desktop, a separate app, I opened it and it has a lot of permissions given. It can see my desktop. It can browse in it. It can open a browser, etc. So I attached those 4 slides that I had shown you earlier here, and I narrated this. I am attaching some slides from a presentation. They are describing gap and how whatever, and I said this is what it's supposed to do. Help me make the visual better. Ask questions if you need any more inputs. I wanted it to help me make the visual better. And here is the interesting thing, right? The desktop version came up with this. Yes, I understand what it is all about, etc. But what is it for? You're making these visuals. What is it for? And do you want to keep the 4-slide progression format? Do you want a single comprehensive direct? And then see here, it's suggesting things. Hey, do you want this way or that way, right? In the 4th slide, do you want it to be a value difference, a perception of difference? Do you want to include the website visibility example directly? So I've given it an example, and do you want to include that? Finally, who will see it? And the observation is a kicker here, right? What is observation? Observation is slide 4 shows perceived value bridging the gap. But it might be even more powerful to show the service provider elevating their thinking. Amazing. I did not come up with that term, elevating their thinking. It came, Claude came up with that. And that kind of describes the transition or the transformation that I'm talking about in those slides. I'm trying to. And then it asked a bunch of questions. I answered them. And then it kind of gave me, hey, you want to do it for YouTube? Let us do it this way, frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. LinkedIn post this way. For a blog article, it should be this way. And it asked me a bunch of questions. Color palette. When you're designing slides or when you're creating visuals, one of the things you have to always think about is what colors to use, how to use, which element will be which color. Style. Do you want a cluttered, busy, really in-your-face kind of visuals that we see usually with a lot of notebook LM or other AI tools making? And how do you want to show it? Do you want to animate it? Do you want to just show some ladders, bridge or connection, transformation view? How do you want to describe, show that transformation in that final slide? And should the text be included, yes or no? Right? Obviously. So I gave some answers here. And then it did something very interesting. It tried to go to my website. It figured it did a wrong website, but then it opened a browser window. It went to the website and it took screenshots of the website, And see here, this is a screenshot of the website. And then it kind of went and figured out, okay, what next to do? It is browsing the website. It is taking these screenshots, understanding the colors. It understood what type of colors are there, what style is there. Style is clean, minimalistic, etc. Right? And it went on to create the presentation. It coded it out. It made HTML files first. And then those HTML files, these are HTML files, by the way, right? I can show them to you here. Hope they load. But then finally what happened is, these are HTML files. Right? It came up with this list of graphics, PNG, that I can download and use. Yes, there are some errors here. I may have to correct them. That's absolutely fine. Right? This was amazing. By itself, it would have taken me a few hours or a few days to come up with these type of slides, these type of visuals, the color combination, etc. I'm not a designer, guys, so it would have taken longer. But that was okay. Then I thought, what else can be done, right? So I went back to Google Slides. This is Google Slides. And you saw these 4 ugly visuals that I had made. And then I copied and pasted the visuals Claude had made for me. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It made a 5th slide, which was not there in my upload. But then I got thinking, can we improve it? So inside Google Slides, you have a feature which allows you to improve your slides. And I'll show you the feature shortly. But when I started improving upon the slides, the design, I think it elevated. You may think it is crap, but then it went from very, very plain looking slides to these slight graphical elements on the left and right, and kind of pop-up effect that's there with the main content itself. So your eyes kind of focus on that. Some kind of highlights and some kind of elements being used. So you focus on the main content, right? But it's more colorful. It's not all plain white. And if you notice, the graphics are also a little better done. So separations are very clear. And the transformation, the transition is becoming clearer. And there's a final slide, which was a dark blue background, and it completely threw that out and aligned everything in a similar way. Now, okay, how do you get it to work, right? I'm here in Google Slides. So if you notice, all I did is I went to the slide Claude had given me and said, beautify this slide, beautify this slide. That's all. I just prompted beautify this slide, and it made this image for me, and I added the image as a separate slide. That is it. There's no rocket science. There's no specific prompt. I can, of course, make it much, much sharper, but I was already blown away by this result. I thought, hey, I need to show this to all of you. So now, okay, now what's the next thing? I mean, is this really great? Is it really good? Okay, let me show you. These were the slides given to me by Google Slide NanoBanana. It elevated what Claude had given me. By the way, these are images, so I cannot edit the writing, but the writing is more or less correct. So this was the first slide. This is what Claude gave me. This is what NanoBanana did. Second, Claude, NanoBanana. Third, Claude, NanoBanana. Fourth, Claude, NanoBanana. And fifth slide did not exist. This is purely created by Claude. I did not give it any input. It created it. This is what NanoBanana did. Well, I mean, some comments would be great. Do you think this slide is better by Claude or by NanoBanana? I feel Claude did a better job because the contrast is higher. But I feel when you look at NanoBanana, it kind of aligns with the rest of the slide visuals and graphics and colors, etc. But yeah, I mean, now I have a set of slides that I probably would have never come up with. To demonstrate, what it would look like. Let us say this was the slide and I did not use Claude and I only used NanoBanana. What would happen? Let's say I say, let's do the lazy method of copy pasting the prompt to. I say, okay, this is a prompt. Let's run this. If I had not gone to Claude and improved my thinking, because this was about thinking. I was drawing these slides because I wanted to think better about this framework. How do I visualize? How do I communicate this better? If I had not done that, I would have gotten this, right? This image. See, this is pretty much a replica of the underlying image. And let me just insert it as a new slide. So this is what I was trying, and this is what NanoBanana would have given me without the intervention from Claude. But if you see what has happened to this slide here, this was my slide. This is what Claude came up with, and this is NanoBanana improving on it. So the way I think is you do the sketching, you come up with a concept, you come up with what this should feel like, look like, what you're trying to communicate. Could be a sketch, could be a drawing, could be, this graphical flow or flow chart on a slide. Ask Claude to help you think better, give you more directions, visualize things better. Then use NanoBanana to elevate the graphic, the visual, the feel of it. Some of you may not like this. Some of you may prefer this, but that's okay, right? All NanoBanana did was take the slide and improve upon the graphics. It did not really do the thinking for you. It did not allow you to elevate your thinking. And that's a very important thing, because if you want to go from something raw, a concept, to something more refined, don't do it directly in slides. Do the intermediate step. But I'm very, very impressed with the capabilities of Claude as a partner, especially Opus 4.5, their latest model, as a thinking partner, as a sparring partner at some level. You have a concept, you are going and asking it how can I elevate it, how can I improve it. It's giving you suggestion, counter, etc. Good way of creating these graphics, presentations, and visuals for various purposes. Well, try it out and let me know how that works for you. Till the next time, bye.